Hi everyone, it's Melissa. I hope you all are well. Um, in all honesty, things have been a little rough in my neck of the woods lately. We had a really hard week, and I'm really enjoying making videos on BookTube. It's just a hobby that I'm coming to really enjoy, and so I wanted to sit down and film a video this week, but my mind's kind of all over the place. So I decided to do a book tag because they're fun and easy, and I really like the back and forth that YouTube provides through the comments. So I would love to see your videos if you have a channel, or hear or read your responses below in the comments if you want to share that way as well. So the book tag that I'm doing today was actually posted, I think, back in March, but I just saw it. It's called the Put a Spring in Your Step book tag, and I will link the original down below. It was on the Book Break channel. So without further ado, I have the questions. The first one is, how do you decorate your bookshelves? Well, I don't. Not from lack of wanting to. I really love like those Instagram-y type of pictures of bookshelves that you see, or even just in the background of other booktubers' videos. It's just something that I haven't prioritized because, in all honesty, just because of the hours I work and have a young family and stuff, it's just I don't have a lot of time to devote to decor in general. Like, we've lived in this house for 2 years now and there is not a single picture on the wall. So I would love to decorate my bookshelves, but I just haven't. So maybe I will take some time to do that in the spring or summer. I think that might be a fun thing to do. Question 2 is, recommend a book with beautiful descriptions of nature. And there was one book that popped into my head immediately, so that's what I'm going to share. And it is Anne of Green Gables by Ellen Montgomery. Not just the first book, but the entire series in general just have the most beautiful descriptions of nature. Even if you've never been to Prince Edward Island, she really just paints a picture beautifully of what the island is like. So I completely forgot to say what this book is about. I forget because I think most people are familiar with it, but just in case not, this is about an orphan girl. She's, I think, 10 in the first novel, and she goes to live with an older brother and sister who live on Prince Edward Island. They try to adopt a boy to help with work on the farm, and they are sent this girl, Anne, by mistake, and it's just a wonderful book about how Anne endears herself to all of the people in Avonlea Village. So the third question is, show us a book with a beautiful cover. And I couldn't just pick one, so I'm cheating a little bit, but I have Heidi. This is the cover from the Puffin and Bloom series, and I love these covers. They're so gorgeous. Heidi is about a little girl who is orphaned and goes to live with her grandfather in the Alps. So the next one is not as bright and colorful as Heidi, but it has this beautiful like silver and gold design on it. It's the Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. This one I have not read, but it's about a girl and her mother. They're kind of always on the run, and her grandmother, who is a famous writer of books or fairy tale books, her grandmother dies, and then I think there's some sort of mystery. I think also her mother disappears, and there's a note left saying stay away from the Hazelwood. So I'm assuming it's her adventure in finding her mother, and I bought this because there's a fairy tale element to it, which I am all about. So the last cover I want to show you, I don't know if you'd call this beautiful, but I just really liked the art style. But This is Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, and I just really like the art style of this figure, who I think is supposed to be, what's the main character's name, Montag? Anyway, you can see he's made of book pages. So I really think that's kind of a neat cover. Okay, question 4 is, spring is all about new starts, so it's the perfect time to start a new series. What would you recommend? I think, I mean, there's so many, but I think one that I will go with, because I really do love middle grade books, I decided to go with the middle grade series, His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, which I sadly do not own. But it's a trilogy about a girl called Lyra, and it's set in this kind of, this fictional world where people have these, I guess it would be like a manifestation of your personality, or an extension, like a physical representation of your soul, called demons, and they manifest as these little animals that follow you around, that are basically a part of you. And it's just like such a cool world that is built across these novels, and I just really love the character of Lyra, and it has a very almost like a steampunk kind of vibe to it. It's really wonderful, and there's a lot in there, especially for a middle grade series, about like religion versus like science and secularism. It's just a wonderful trilogy, and it's reminding me that I should reread them. So question 5 is, it's almost time to start reading outside. Have you been brave enough yet? So I guess I should mention that this original tag was posted like March 3rd, I think. So I think by the time I'm filming this now, it's like mid, almost late April now. I know in a lot of areas it's definitely warm enough to sit outside, but I live on the east coast of Canada, so it's still a little bit chilly. But I have not sat out and read any books yet. But if listening to audiobooks while walking counts, then I have done that, and I've been doing that. Like, I do that in the winter. I am a all seasons type of gal. So question 6 is spring cleaning. Which books are you unhauling? And I can't really share anything right now. I think I mentioned in another video that I don't like clutter. I'm not exactly minimalist, but I just don't like a lot of stuff. And so if there's a book that I have that I don't like, it's gone immediately. I don't hang on to things. But I do have quite a few books that I got as gifts, or that I bought with like birthday money and like that kind of stuff. Probably about 40-ish books, I would say, that I own that I haven't read. So as I read those, if I don't like some, then they're pretty much gone. So maybe I'll share an unhaul if that happens down the road. But the last book is, which books are you going to replace them with? So, I mean, I am sure I will probably get rid of at least a couple books in the next little while, spring, early summer maybe. So I'll replace them most likely when social distancing measures have been, like restrictions have been lifted, and I'm able to go to like bookshops again, or a library sale or something. I will definitely pick up maybe a couple things. But if I have to, just for the sake of this tag, mention a book that I would buy if I could, I'm gonna go with Sweep, and I can't remember the author's name off the top of my head, but I will link it down below. But it is a story about, it's a middle grade set in London, and it follows this chimney sweep, and my daughter's about to come in. Hi, sweetie. I do that. Okay, just a second. And so it follows a chimney sweep, and a soot monster saves her when she gets stuck in a chimney. And I've heard people from middle grade merch and stuff rave about it, and it sounds awesome. It sounds right up my alley. So that's something that I would love to buy. So my daughter's getting restless, so that's all for now, and I'll chat later. Bye.